Welcome to this Wi-Fi Now Flash interview. My name is Claus Hetting and I am today talking to Tuncay Cil of ASSIA. Tuncay is ASSIA's Chief Strategy Officer and he is a substantial part, I think, of the brains behind ASSIA's remarkable new Keep work from home platform, of course. And by the way, if you haven't checked that out yet, the details of the Keep product solution, I suggest that you do that right after watching this interview. Otherwise, ASSIA is, of course, very well known for delivering remote Wi-Fi optimization services to millions of homes across the globe. Tuncay, welcome to you. It's great to see you, sir.
Thanks for having me, Klaus.
Really good to see you. And you guys are, I've heard through the grapevine, doing really, really well this year. And I understand you may have secured several new large Wi-Fi management deals. So how did you go about doing that? Do you want to tell us a little bit more about
that? Sure, I will tell you as much as I can. We're under NDA with these customers. However, I can for sure tell you that none of these deals happened in a year or even two. So this has been a result of many years of work. And the main benefit of working with ASSIA for these customers, in their words, was to break the bundle, right? So these customers wanted to create their own bundle as opposed to rely on some other vendors to create a bundle for them and stay in control. Mm-hmm. So that's the main benefit. And the second benefit is we are able to focus a lot more on connectivity, meaning the broadband, fiber, DSL, cable, and Wi-Fi optimization and diagnostics than most of our competitors. There's a great need for all kinds of things that could be built on top of a Wi-Fi home management system. However, at the end of the day, the basic service, which is having a good connectivity, is still the most important thing for the customers we work with, at least. So for that reason, we, at least in the accounts we won, let's say, this year, this was the most important factor.
Because Tuncay, there's no secret that there's a lot of competition in this space. I mean, there are a lot of good companies working in this space now. And it's evolved tremendously over the past couple of years. So what do you think is your competitive advantage specifically if you look at the competitive space here?
So there, as I mentioned before, there are several factors that affect a customer's decision for picking a specific vendor. And where ASSIA position itself is, as I said before, good, stable connectivity, both on the broadband side and the Wi-Fi side. And we have a lot of intellectual property in this area. That's one of the biggest differentiators of what we do. And it actually shows in the field results, right? The power of this IP.
Correct.
So that's our main, so whatever we do, we try to create original intellectual property, and we focus our work on performance gains on the connectivity as opposed to creating big bundles.
Correct, exactly. So maybe let's take a look ahead perhaps at 2021, because we're nearly at the end of the year and it's probably a good idea to start looking at what's going to happen next year. So can you unveil perhaps what we can expect from ASSIA in 2021, both in terms of, perhaps also something about new deals. By the way, always remember that you have to come to me first with the new deals because we have to report on it, but both in terms of new deals, but also perhaps new products. You obviously just launched or fairly recently launched the Keep. Do we have more stuff coming from you?
Yes, we actually have several different things going on in the pipeline. So the very first one, my first product in the company was Cloud Check. This is about 9 years ago, the journey started. And essentially convincing the service providers and then going through the deployment issues and delivering a system that really shows benefit is quite a big journey. So next year is also going to be continuation of that journey, and we're going to be deploying and hopefully covering 90% of the population subscriber base for the new deals. So that's not easy. So that's one of our focus areas, to do deployments right. So we're looking at about over 30 million. We're going to be reaching over 30 million subscribers when all this is deployed next year. So that's
Globally? Is it globally?
Yeah. So and you're going to be, if our customers allow us, you're going to be hearing about this firsthand and with press releases. But I can safely say that our deployment footprint, these are the deals one, deployment footprint in Central Europe is going to skyrocket because of these deals. We've also added some large deals in Latin America and some moderate-sized deals in the US. So all of them need to get deployed. So there's 2021 is a big deployment year for us. And the second area is we are expanding our technology base and tools in the Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E area, which is good and easy to advertise, but very difficult to deliver products that really take advantage of these new technologies. So both on single nodes and mesh nodes, we're going to be delivering some new features taking advantage of these new Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E technologies. Mm-hmm. So that's a big area for us in 2021 as well. And it's now clear that 2021 is the year where at least some of the service providers will start renovating their CPE installed base quite rapidly with Wi-Fi 6 at the very least, and we will be ready when this deployment happens. So that's the second focus area. And the third one is Equipe. So Equipe is the newest product line I'm working on with my team, and the goal for Equipe is substantially different. So we are tackling a age-old problem of the enterprise, how to bridge the gap between the enterprise silo, IT silo, mm-hmm. and the residential internet management silo, because these two silos don't really talk to each other or cross-pollinate. They run differently. Different vendors service this. Service providers think of them as different beasts. So we are just like what we did 8-9 years ago. We're now on a mission journey to work with our customers, ISPs, and also some of our ecosystem vendors on the enterprise side to start thinking differently and overlay enterprise solutions and residential internet management solutions on existing home management systems, right? And this is going to benefit the teleworker. So Equipe is all about this mission. So I'm quite excited as my team is also very much busy and excited about this new mission. I expect this mission to continue for years to come, but 2021, we will be hopefully be able to announce our first deployment of these systems at some scale. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, big challenges, but also enormous opportunities ahead, especially in the work from home space, right? But let me just perhaps ask you just quickly from a Wi-Fi 6 point of view, so to speak, and from an optimization point of view, is that a substantial, I guess it is, right? It's a substantial change in how you remotely manage, because the Wi-Fi 6 technology is substantially different, right? So you've had to introduce a lot of new technology to be able to manage it. Is that correct?
It is correct, and it's actually quite complex because the chipset vendors actually do a great job in explaining what the features are, but taking those features to day-to-day use and taking advantage of them just beyond your regular range extension. Like my Wi-Fi was not working and my back office now it's working, kind of thing. it's quite difficult. So a lot of these new features are not easy to use in the real world CPE software stack implementation.
Mm-hmm.
And it also requires coordination with cloud monitoring systems. And on top of it, these systems don't operate in a clean slate. So there are other devices, other networks, and they need to coexist. So all of these things require essentially to for us at least, it required to redo a lot of our optimization. We are seeing early results, and it's substantially better. I think we will get out of the lab phase or initial deployment phase with these Wi-Fi 6 optimization schemes. So we have some early deployments, but they did not use the optimization we've developed. So these are now coming on board. Maybe second half of the year, we're going to have some scale with these new optimization for Wi-Fi 6. The other thing is the Wi-Fi 6E. Let's not forget that. So the Wi-Fi 6E probably is not going to hit the mass market within the year with big scale, but the background work which is necessary to deploy, to integrate this new available band has already started, and next year, this 2021 is the year of that work. So there are many different ways of using this 6 gigahertz band, whether as a backhaul to the mesh systems, or even coordinate multi-dwelling units, Wi-Fi systems. It actually works. It gets around quite a bit of wiring problems, and it really is a technology that can be a game changer for some use cases. But it can also be used as the as the more dependable, more stable connectivity option for bandwidth-hungry applications like gaming, etc.
So Tuncay, as a Wi-Fi industry veteran, you're certainly a veteran. I am as well in my way, I guess. We've been through a lot of years of Wi-Fi between the two of us. Any other predictions for 2021? I mean, obviously, it's going to be the year of Wi-Fi 6 for sure. 6E is starting. Do we expect the growth to accelerate? You'd kind of think that in general the Wi-Fi industry would accelerate in terms of growth now that we have more spectrum and new standards and so on. What's your view on that?
Yes, I have two predictions actually immediately on this topic. So one is I am super excited that the community, the ecosystem, the technology vendors and ISPs and enterprises now came to the realization that everything in the Wi-Fi management basket of goodies, let's say, right? Whether it's the hardware, it's software, services, it's worth investing time and money. So at the high level, this is very important. And I think 2021 is the year where real dollars are going to be spent on a higher quality of everything Wi-Fi related. For example, things like things that were only reserved for enterprise, very high-end enterprise Wi-Fi type of technology, and now finding their ways into the home. So people now realize that antenna design matters, hardware design matters, software design matters, and 2021 is the year where people are going to spend the money, and this is going to generate a lot of activity in the domain. So that's my first.
That is such a good observation, and I think I agree with you on that. The thing is that traditionally, if we look back a few years, for most people, it hasn't been a question of spending money. It's been a question of basically saying, okay, this Wi-Fi is good enough, right? Yeah. But the fact is that in a lot of cases, especially now, of course, with people working from home, it's just not good enough, and you do have to spend it. And I think that realization has now come, and I think I agree with you on that. And that's a shift, right? That's a shift in the mindset and in
absolutely
investment profile.
And part of that is the cost points, basically the price points for these let's call them the higher quality add-ons, the Wi-Fi management, are coming down significantly. For example, I'm not going to give names, but everybody can guess. One of the top enterprise Wi-Fi equipment system vendors, right? They were able to sell some access points at close to $1,000 mark, and these were even the lower end. So now you can see similar kind of quality, if not better, at around $250 range. And also there is a more cost optimized version of similar kind of thing in the $150, $175 range. And these are pretty well designed boxes. These are not retail grade. These are good.
Right.
So these are coming. So I am very excited. So that is definitely going to happen in 2021. The second thing that I'm predicting for here is there will be realization that actually it pays off to upgrade the home environment, internet, home networking environment for the benefit of work. So this is essentially going to happen after we got vaccinated, right? So I think people will realize that, okay, we're almost past this pandemic issue, and now our lives change significantly, our work life. So once we come to this realization, I think people will really start paying attention to upgrading their home network. And also ISPs will change their attitude towards pushing residential-like services, calling them business grade, but really residential-like services to the teleworkers. I think we're going to come to this realization. At least some companies are going to make a lot of money on this. Some ISPs are going to differentiate and win. So I think 2021 is going to be one exciting and profitable year for everybody in Wi-Fi.
I think it's so interesting what we're getting into here with the new year and with all the standards and all the new developments. And as I said, I'm with you. I think there's a lot of different segments that are going to accelerate. So it's just a wonderful industry to be in. And I commend you, Tuncay, for all the great work that you're doing, the visionary work. I love the Keep platform. I think it's something that we've never seen before and something truly visionary. So thank you for coming on and sharing your thoughts. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Claus, for creating this platform for all of us in the Wi-Fi industry to explore new ideas and get the word out.
The new normal starts with a strong connection. Learn how you can be a part of the Equip ecosystem.